Hello, everybody, welcome to week 3 of Tourism Management English class. Today we'll be looking at choosing a hotel and we'll be looking at units 29 to 30 of the textbook. Just before we start, I have a few things to talk about. Now, as of now I'm recording this video lesson on April the 2nd, which is a Thursday. So as of now, lectures are due to start next week. However, this could change again. We don't know at the moment. Let's hope that we can get back into class as soon as possible. So a few of you have sent messages showing a little bit of frustration with the online classes. I completely understand your frustration, especially in an English-speaking class. Video lessons are not the best way to do this. However, we must follow the school and the government guidelines to ensure everybody's safety. So let's hope there's not too many more online classes and we can get back to school as soon as possible. But for the meantime, I'll do my best here to try and make the classes as informative as I can. Please remember you can always message me any questions you have about the material that we're doing in the book. And in the assignments, please send me a message if you have got questions about that. One other thing, please check your files before uploading them. A few students have uploaded blank documents. So I realize this is quite an easy mistake to make, but just before you send your documents, please check that everything is correct. And then upload. All right. Again, I've included this screen just to explain how I'll be doing the video. I did this last week. And today, your class materials, well, you'll need your textbook and you'll need to download some documents from the e-learning site. You'll need your handout containing today's class assignments. Your handout looks like this. You've got 4 parts to complete this week, and you can download the PowerPoint, the PDF file with today's PowerPoint slides. So you should download this before we start. Now, I'm going to go over some answers. Now, there's a small problem with the e-learning website, which it doesn't give me enough space to give some full feedback. So I thought it would be good to go over some of the answers to the main parts of last week's lesson, and especially the parts that I felt people had the biggest problems with. Now, overall, the assignments that I've read so far have been very, very good. Just some very small problems, but overall, I've been very happy with the quality of the work that I've been given. So well done to everybody. We're going to go through this part first. Part 3. A lot of people had trouble with this, and I can see why. It wasn't easy to find them. A lot of these mistakes were difficult to see, and they seem very small and not so easy to find. So, first of all, the first mistake was they started with Dear Mr. Smith. Now, her name was Susan. Susan is a woman's name, so we can't say Mr. We also don't know if she's married, so the best way to address someone, if we don't know they're married, we know it's a woman, is using Ms. So we should have started, Dear Ms. Smith. So there was our first mistake. Mistake 2, the cost of the room with full breakfast. Well, they didn't ask about a full breakfast, they were asking about a continental breakfast. So again, this seems like a very small mistake, and it is, but they are different things. So usually a full breakfast would be hot food, usually bacon, eggs, that kind of thing. A continental breakfast, bread, cheese, that kind of thing, sometimes cold meat. So again, a very small thing here, but that was another mistake. The cost of the room with full breakfast is £65. Well, no, it should have been $65. Again, this is something that will come up. We're going to look at this more in week 4 about currencies, but it's important that we know the symbols, dollars, pounds. So dollars, usually from the US, but also Australia, Hong Kong, lots of countries use this. Pounds is from the UK. And the last mistake, we look forward to welcoming you both. Well, it shouldn't say both. Miss Smith was ordering a single room. A single room is for one person. So that was the 4 mistakes. The next part was listening to the conversations and filling in the information. I think most of us did a very good job here. Some people had trouble with the room numbers and the types of rooms, but I think overall most of you did quite well. But here were the full answers here. So if you want to check them, look through and check again. And then the other part that I just want to show today were the 8 phrases, and some of them were unsuitable. Now, some of you also said hello again, Miss Green, and welcome. You felt that was a little bit informal. Yeah, maybe a little bit informal, but I still think this one was okay. The main 2 here are number 2 and number 5. Hello, what do you want? It's far too direct. Back again, Mr. Gray. So again, I think number 2 and number 5 were definitely unsuitable to use with a guest, as they're too informal and the guest may think you're being rude. I think all of the other ones are okay to use, and they're formal enough to use with guests in a hotel. So that was last week. Now we're going on to today's lesson. So the stages today, we'll be learning about ways to describe a hotel. We'll be looking at some hotel facilities, what makes a good hotel, and we'll be reading about a very high-class hotel. And then at the end today, you're going to design your own hotel, think about the location and the name, the type of people and facilities you will have. So that will be today's lesson. So let's start. So our introduction, we are going to look at some information on 3 hotels in St. Lucia. So first of all, where is St. Lucia, or St. Lucia, some people call it? Well, this is a very famous holiday destination in the Caribbean. So the Caribbean has lots and lots of islands. Jamaica is probably one of the biggest. But the Caribbean Sea is all of this area here. Here is the USA and Florida. Here is South America over here. And St. Lucia is over here. You can see there are some other famous kind of islands, Barbados and Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda. They're also very popular beach holiday destinations in the Caribbean. So let's look about St. Lucia, and we can find out some information. It's an island in the Caribbean Sea. It's popular for honeymoons. It's described by many people as a paradise. And if we look at some of the pictures, we can see some beautiful scenes, nice beaches, mountains. I think the sunsets here would be very, very beautiful. So the three hotels that we're going to read about are all on this island, St. Lucia. So let's read about these hotels. So we've got three hotel descriptions on page 65. It's also on the next slide. If we look here, we've got Club St. Lucia, Ansa Chastanet, and Orange Grove. So three kind of different hotels, and each of them you get a description. So for the Club St. Lucia, we're seeing a location, the facilities, the accommodation, and what your holiday includes. So you should read all of the information. In the Ansa Chastanet, we've got location and facilities and accommodation information. And also for the Orange Grove, we've got location, facilities, and accommodation. So we should read all of the information. And then once we have done that, we can answer these questions. So I have put these in your assignment worksheet. This will be your first part up here. So we will read the accommodation descriptions of hotels in St. Lucia and think about which place each of these has. So we should be able to find which place doesn't charge for excursions. Now, excursions are trips that are organized by the hotel, maybe a guided tour, or it may be a boat trip somewhere. Which place has its own dive school? Well, a dive school is scuba diving or snorkeling center that organizes trips for that. Which place has the most organized activities? So activities being anything, water sports, it could be guided tours, anything like that. Which place is not on a beach? Not on a beach. So again, read the information and find that. And also here, which place has free water skiing, has the fewest rooms? The fewest meaning the lowest number. Which place has the most rooms? And which place is the simplest? The simplest being the most basic, which one doesn't have many facilities, which one is maybe the smallest, and is the most simple. So everybody pause the video just now and you can fill in the answers in your assignment worksheet. Okay, so now that we have read all of the information and answered some questions on it, I want to get your opinion about these three hotels. So there are four questions and I would like you to write your answers again in your assignment worksheet. You've got space here, so each of them we've got 3 lines to complete. So I'm looking for a little bit of detail in your answers. So let's look at these questions. So first one, which of the 3 hotels would you prefer to stay at and why? So choose one of the hotels that you maybe think is the best and explain why you like it. Question 2. What do you think is the worst thing about each place? So we've got 3 hotels. Which thing about each of them is the worst? So you should make 3 sentences. The first hotel, well, the worst thing about the first hotel is the food. The worst thing about the second hotel is, and so on. Same for question 3, except this time I want you to think about the best thing about each hotel. So again, 3 sentences. I'm saying the best thing about each of the 3 hotels. And then finally, if you wanted to experience the atmosphere of a country and meet the people, which place would be best? So this one here is really asking about what would give you the biggest experience of the real St. Lucia. So a good example of this may be if you visit Seoul and you go to Itaewon, you probably don't really get a good feeling of the atmosphere and the culture of Korea. But if you were to go into Seoul and maybe visit a different place, maybe let's say you go into, where would I go? Maybe into Hongdae. Well, Hongdae is mostly young people. You get an atmosphere of real Korea, maybe. So I think that's what this question is really looking for. Which of the 3 hotels would give you the best experience of St. Lucia? So everyone, pause the video now. You can fill in your answers in your assignment worksheet. So we'll move on to the next part, and we're going to be talking about the perfect hotel. So on page 66, you can see some information about the Pankor Laut Resort. This is a very high class resort hotel. And I've also included the part from the textbook over here. So we can see the description goes into a lot of detail about this resort. It goes on to talk about the location and then goes into some detail about the island that it is located on. Then it describes the resort and then gives you some information about dining and entertainment and some recreational facilities. So there's a lot of information in here. So you should read the information and we should try to answer the 4 questions. So in your worksheet, you have the 4 questions. So read the information and write your answers in your assignment worksheet. The questions: how can you get to the Pankor Laut Resort? So what's the way? How do we get transport to there? How many local residents are there on the island? So how many people live there? Altogether, how many suites and villas are there in the resort? And how many different places sell food or beverages? So where can you buy food? Well, restaurants, maybe in bars as well. Beverages, well, maybe there's bars or cafes or whatever. So we've got 4 questions. Pause the video now and fill in the answers in your assignment worksheet. Okay, now you've finished that part, we're going to go on to the final thing today. You're going to design your own hotel. So, how are we going to do this? Well, your hotel will be a 2 or 3-star hotel, so it will not be able to offer all of the facilities of the Pankor Laut Resort. So obviously I think Pankor Laut Resort was a 5-star place. It had a lot of facilities, a lot of rooms for guests. So ours won't be as high quality as that, but we'll still be able to design a good hotel, I think. So, while you're doing this, you should consider these five aspects. First of all, you need to give your hotel a name. Then you need to describe the location. You need to think about the types of guests that you would like to welcome in your hotel. Choose five room facilities. Now, obviously, it's not a five-star hotel, so we can't have every facility. So try and choose some facilities that you think would suit the types of guests, and then think about some public facilities that all the guests can use in your hotel. So you should try to write a full description in your assignment worksheet. Before you do that, I'm going to give you an example of a hotel that I designed. So, and I'll explain why I've done this. So, my hotel is called Hotel Suvala. And the reason I chose this name is Suvala is the town that I stayed in Greece when I was much younger. And I went to work in Greece for a summer, and I really loved this town. So it's a kind of special name for me. Now, my hotel, it is located on Sopori Beach, which is on the beautiful Korean island of Dokchok. This island is situated in the West Sea and can be accessed by a 1 hour ferry ride from Incheon. So I'm telling you the exact location, Sopori Beach. Then I'm telling you about the name of the island it is on, where that island is and how we can get there. Okay. Next, I'm saying here, Hotel Suvala is very much a family-oriented hotel which aims to provide great comfort at an affordable price. So, especially with the location being near the beach, it's a great place for kids to play. That's one reason I chose a family-oriented hotel. Um, also, families, when they are looking for hotels, comfort is very important. Price is very important. If you have even one, but especially if you have two or three children, holidays become super expensive. So choosing an affordable hotel is really important for families. Next, I went on to say our rooms are designed to make your family feel at home and come equipped with full-sized bath, satellite TV, a balcony, cooking facilities, and a lounge for you and your family to relax. So again, my facilities are really thinking about the family. Full-size bath is great to wash your kids after they've been swimming in the sea all day. Satellite TV is great for them to sit and watch. Well, a balcony, we can dry our clothes off there. Cooking facilities, very useful for families, and a nice lounge area for you to sit around. The hotel also offers a variety of guest amenities, which include an outdoor fitness centre, a children's playroom, a barbecue zone, a bar with a sea view, and access to a variety of water sports. So again, these amenities I've chosen could be used by the children and also the adults in the family, especially the outdoor fitness centre, maybe more for the adults or older children. Children's playroom, great for young children. A barbecue zone is nice for all of the family to eat together. A bar with a sea view, maybe good for the parents to go and relax. And access to water sports, so it can be good for kids and adults to do these water sports. So that was my hotel and the reasons why I chose those things. So I would like you to do the same. Think about it and try to give a good description and design your own hotel. Okay, so let's review the things we learned today. First of all, we talked about these ways to describe a hotel. We did a lot of reading today, which described hotel facilities and the location and these things. We also read about a really high class hotel, and maybe that can tell us what makes a good hotel. And at the end here, you've designed your own hotel, and I really look forward to reading what you have created. So, everyone, please remember to upload your assignment files to the e-learning website. Remember to check them before you submit them. Next week's class, let's hope that we'll be able to do this in school. And this will be talking about money. We'll be looking at different payment methods, giving prices for some common products, talking about different currencies, and we'll be writing a dialogue about purchasing items. So that will be all in next week's class. If anybody is having problems with things in today's lesson, please remember you can send a message to me directly, or you can send an email, or you can put a message on the group Cacao room, and we'll try and give you some answers to any questions you have. Okay, thank you everybody, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.